Welcome back to our channel. So we're headed to Schuylkill County today. We're going through the mountains right now looking for a rental property. We're here, almost here, got a couple more minutes, and then we can see this house that I've been so excited about all week, which got me awake several times during the night because I love this place. Probably won't get any photos because I don't.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto US 209 North.
We just finished up at that little rental property that we had gone to see. Anyway, it turned out to be an apartment house, which was not on the list. Also, we were looking for something with a bit of a larger yard than it had. So it was a no-go for us. But we'll keep our eyes open. Hopefully someday soon, something to our liking will pop up and we can move in. See? Don't touch anything. Come on, let's go to Daddy. Up here's some fish. Come, I'll show you the fish. There's fish over here. I know. We're headed to the top level now. There's a little airplane up here. Kaylee. Whoa, that's far down there.
A dive.
Yes. Kaylee says she sees the water. It is so beautiful here. So this is Kaylee's first time that she would remember being at Cabela's. And this is Lindsay's absolute first time to be here.
Big one.
Why do they have pimples?
What is that? Mom, I see that. Mama. Mama.
What's wrong with that one?
Welcome. So today's another day. We're getting ready to make lunch. Lindsay is riding along in her little carrier this morning. She's really loving it. Anyway, we're having hot dogs and biscuits. We're gonna roll up hot dogs and biscuits with cheese for our lunch. I have everything ready here. Here's our hot dogs. We just sliced them in half. And here's the biscuits and cheese. So we're just gonna put them together and get them in for a very quick lunch. I'm gonna start by spraying my pan here so that biscuits don't stick. So I'm gonna take a biscuit, kind of pull it apart, lay it down, take another one, pull it apart. So it's just the children and I here for lunch. Eli's working. He won't be home until supper, which is normal. He works every day except Sundays. So I don't see much of him because he usually leaves before I wake up in the morning. So I usually see him around 6:37. But yeah, I always look forward to seeing him because there's so many other men in this house, but I hardly ever see my own husband, it seems. And the other men are around a lot more than he is. And that gets very tiring and very frustrating. So I'm so excited to have our own place again and just be our own family. Instead of having all the drama of trying to get along with a bunch of other men that I wouldn't actually have to be getting along with. Sometimes, some days are hard, some days are easy, some days are fun. Most days are hard because I'm a mom. I'm a mom with three little children. And it can be very hard having other men walking around not my house, this is their house just as much as my house, but it can just be hard having other men walking around when my husband's not around. So I was very disappointed yesterday. We didn't get that house. Too much of a city house for us. Hopefully soon though. Oh my goodness, I hope soon we can find our own home. because it is time. It's time for us to find our own home, be our own family again. Yeah. It was not listed as an apartment, but when we got there, that house was actually an apartment house. There was another house right connected to the other side of it. We share the same porch, like and a very small backyard. But the inside was nothing to complain about. It was beautiful inside. So it was a really big disappointment, but hopefully there's a house out there for us. One of the things that keep us is the area we live in. 5 years ago when we got our other house, it was not as hard to find a house. It took us maybe a month to find our house where we lived back along Ford Lane, like there along the river. Baby, do you want some cheese? Here, baby. Got some cheese. This little girl loves cheese. She goes crazy about food. And so does her big sister. They both love food. But yeah, the thing that's kind of hard for us is none of us had ever had a credit card, so none of us have good credit. I was always taught not to get a credit card. I always heard horror stories about credit cards, and now it's coming to bite me in my ass because I should have bought one. But we don't, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Gonna have to go to a private landlord, and yeah, things are just so much more expensive too than they were 5 years ago. And it seems like everybody's looking for rental properties. If I call, they say, usually if I call, they're like, oh, someone else called ahead of you, so I'd like to give them first chance. Or if I call someone around here, which would be an Amish person normally, they'll say, oh, the house doesn't have electricity. So that's not gonna work for us either. So hopefully the right one will pop up. October's coming fast though. But we're supposed to be out of here by October. So I hope we can get out before, because I'm so ready to be by myself with my babies. Yeah. And the other thing, not all my roommates have jobs right now, so they're home all day. And so that's stressful because Eli's not around. But they're very nice. They're very nice. It's just stressful to me to have other men around when my husband's not here. It's just stressful to me. But yeah, I'm ready to be by myself again. But yeah, there's our biscuit hot dogs. Here's our biscuits. Gonna bake them for a couple minutes. Try to shut them up a little better. Some of them are starting to pop open. I just pulled out my hot dogs. This is how they pop back open. They're not supposed to do that, but I guess I hadn't had them sealed very tight. But it still looks cute. Still very cute. So we're just gonna eat them like mini sandwiches. Anyway, we'll dip them in some ketchup. Eat them with a couple of snacks. And yeah, it'll be enough for us. Oh, the cheese started second. It's so good that I sprayed my pan with that oil. So there we go. They smell so good. Hi, Lindsay. Oh. So we're sitting here in the grass, the children and I. The rooster keeps crowing. Kaylee just woke up from her nap. Lindsay's just not sleeping very much today. Hopefully she'll sleep better tonight. She didn't take much of a nap. But I'm not sure. Maybe she doesn't seem really too bad, too extra fussy, just wants to be awake. Alright, so we're just out here waiting for Eli to get home now, the children and I. Rhonda went in. I'm not sure. Usually he likes to be outside, but today he just wants to be in. I think it has something to do with the rooster flogging him the other day. But anyway, I want to be out here because I want to talk about a little bit of how it is to have roommates. I have very nice roommates, don't get me wrong. But I guess just coming from being in a home, to my own home, to living with roommates, I choose campground over living with roommates. I love the campground. But yeah, it was too hot for the children. We had to do something else. Anyway, I don't know why it's so hard to find rental properties nowadays. Like, rental properties are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, even $10,000. Like, especially here in Lancaster. Like, I don't know. We live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, if you don't know, and everything's so expensive here. But yeah, my husband's job is here, so kind of hard to just find something else right away in another place. We have looked in other spots, but so far nothing has come. There are cheaper houses farther out, but every place we check, they say that, well, like I said earlier, that someone else called before you, and we'd like to give them first chance. But anyway, we have till October. Our landlord wants to remodel this place, so it's us, our family. My husband's cousin is here, and then there's 2 other boys here. So we're all supposed to be out of here by October. That's the reason we have to be out, because he wants to remodel. But I think it has something to do because the cops were called recently. I'm not sure who called the cops. My husband said he knows who did, but I'm not sure if it was him or it was not my husband. My husband says he knows who called the cops. There was a big fight. My husband went into this restroom in the house, one of the restrooms we can't use because it has a leak. The toilet has a leak. Anyway, my husband didn't know that. He knew it had a leak, but my husband didn't realize we weren't supposed to be using that bathroom. He's at work most of the time, so how's he supposed to know? Everybody else is just here in the house, but most of the time everyone else is here. My husband is basically the only one that works. And so my husband comes home from work. I'm at the park with the children. I come home, I hear shouting upstairs. 2 men shouting. I was like, oh my, I wonder what they're shouting about now. So I just took the children into the bedroom, and my husband came downstairs, and he said one of the roommates had come in when he was in the bathroom. Lindsay, are you okay? You need to stop eating grass. This little girl she loves to eat grass. But anyway, he came into the bathroom when my husband was in there. And my husband got really upset. And I would have gotten upset too if someone came into the stall when I was on the toilet. And the roommate ended up shoving out my husband out of the bathroom. And I got upset because someone invaded my husband's privacy. And so I went and asked the roommate who thinks he's the boss, the roommate, I'm not saying names, but the roommate, there's one roommate here who thinks he's the boss. I went and asked him because he was here first. Sorry, I'm getting my words all mixed up, but there's this roommate who was here first. He does not own the property, he rents, and he thinks he's the boss because he lived here first, but that's not true. We're all paying rent. Anyway, I asked him for the landlord's number. I had never spoken with the landlord. He invaded my husband's privacy. I was pissed, and my husband was pissed. Anyway, he says to me, he's not going to tell me the landlord's number. If I have anything to say to him, I can say it to him instead, and if need be, he'll tell the landlord. I said, I don't need to tell you anything because you are not my husband. And he was like, yes, you do. No, I don't have to tell you anything because you're not my husband. I finally just walked down to the neighbors, asked the neighbors for the phone number, and came back, called the landlord, and found out the landlord hadn't even approved of us living here or the other roommates that this first roommate had brought in. So I was shocked. We were told when we moved in that it's been approved with the landlord and you can move in and stay for as long as you need until you find a house. So we moved all our stuff in, and now we find out we're not even supposed to be here. And the landlord, I guess, just decided to bend over backwards and let it happen. Or he just doesn't care about his property enough. I don't know. Anyway, So then I look up, I see two cop cars coming down the drive. My husband says, yeah, he called the cops. I forget exactly. My husband didn't call the cops. This other roommate called the cops on my husband. But there was nothing, of course, the cops could do but tell us just to stay out of each other's hair for the rest of the night. Anyway, so the landlord, about a week later, landlord said he'd like us all to be out of here by October. And he says it's because he wants to remodel. My husband and I, we think it's because we got into a fight and the cops were called. And other things have happened too before we came here. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just not ideal to live with someone. But yeah, like yesterday now, I woke up from a nap. I was in bed with my baby. I woke up from a nap and there was this man in my room. One of my roommates was in my room turning my fan off. Like, why do you go into a married woman's bedroom and turn her fan off when she's laying in bed with her baby? And that's not the first time something like that happened. I don't get why someone thinks it's okay to just barge into a woman's privacy. Well, honey, you want to go down? You tired of mommy's sob story already? But yeah, it's just kind of, I'm sorry, I'm almost done. Mommy's just grumbling. Can I? Okay. Can mommy grumble a little bit more, please? Thank you, baby. Okay. So, yeah, I don't understand. Like, some things I just never understand. I just wish we could have like more of our privacy and they have their privacy. And even like when I'm in the kitchen, like if my husband's there, please don't come into the, if my husband's at work, please don't come into the kitchen when I'm in there. What, honey? But things like that I can't really help because it's not just my house. Okay. Well, Kaylee wants to go in. Thank you for listening to my sob story, but that's the reason we're moving. The landlord says he wants to remodel. I think it has more to do than just remodeling. But it's not easy to have roommates with 3 babies. But my roommates, I should say, they do put up with a lot because I have children. So I'm cooking all the time. There's dishes on the counter. There's toys on the floor, which they weren't used to when they were before we came. So, and they don't complain about it. Well, honey. So I have really good roommates. Just some things are kind of like gotta. But yeah, someday soon we'll be by ourselves, our own little family. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you, like, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I just started getting paid on YouTube. I'm so excited. After all these years, I'm finally getting paid. And I haven't been very consistent with my posting the last several years. But I'm trying to take it more seriously now so that I can help my husband out with the bills. Okay, in a moment. I'm trying to take it more seriously now because I want to help my husband out with the bills because everything's just getting more expensive, and having one person make the income, it just doesn't work in today's world. But yeah, hopefully, if you don't mind, would you please share the video? Please subscribe, comment, like. I'd be really happy. And thank you for all the views you have given me. Thank you for following our journey, and please keep following us because I don't know if we're going to be living on the streets of Lancaster, if we'll be in Airbnb, or if we'll have our own home, or if we'll totally move out of the state. So, I don't know. We never know. So, hit that follow button, and God bless you, and see you in the next video. All done. Say bye. Kaylee, say bye, Kaylee.